Hey, Empress Vibrant here. Hope everybody is bliss. So today's one of those videos where like I just feel like coming on, chopping it up with you a little bit, doing a little energy reading so let me start from the beginning. Hi, I'm Empress Vibrant. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And share up the videos and hit the notification bell so you're up to the time when the new videos actually land. So today was a matter. Yesterday I had such an amazing evening. My partner and I went shake out our energy. We went Chesaroro, rhythm and breath. We too high to go hell. You know, just that energy of playing with spirit, dancing, and you know how movement can support release on a spiritual level. So that was brilliant. I will at Chesaroro, the YouTube page, for everybody to kind of get a feel of what I'm talking about and what kind of energy was going down. It was amazing. I had a wonderful time, like I said. And it's like I came from that amazing evening with a bit of a bump down to earth. It's like I was so high up the energy. My son stayed at my mum's, and it would be the first time he's proper stayed over without me. And it was going well until certain hours of the night where he just wouldn't settle because I wasn't there. And in the moment where I got the phone call, I just was like, just no, I ain't trying to hear all of that. Just persevere, people. Just persevere. Like I'd never asked for nothing too tough. You know, I soldiered this thing out. I think you look, just do what you can, kind of thing. And then I started to get into a real negative space. It was all vex and just like, you know, I just want to stay home and chill and, you know, finally have the house to ourselves. You know, this, you know, having a little bubba bean, having an older child, you know, certain time he's resigned to his room playing games. If he's not out skateboarding or doing basketball, whatever it is. So it's like there's very little space for just chillaxing, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to be muted and all of that, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So yes, I was in a bit of a tiz, but on the way to go and pick him up, I just started to just breathe, and I just was like, you know what? Let me go get my baby, yeah, because he's not going to settle without me right about now. And it was sort of fostered upon him. He's not used to being out of the house. And realistically, the aim was for me to be able to go to Chesaroro childless with my partner and just feel free up. And that is exactly what I felt. I felt amazing. It was everything I needed, you know. So it was like one of them ones, it was like, it's amazing, but there's still work to be done, you know. Be up and high, but also remember your earthly situations, your earthly responsibilities and things like that. So it's like that fine balance between who are you, you know, a human being or a divine being, you know, and in that moment, it just felt like, oh, it feels like I crashed down, like I wasn't that divine being anymore. That sense of balance and that sense of peace wasn't there in that moment. But like I said, just kind of on my way there, just kind of walking it through and just, you know, speaking to myself and just listening to my higher self, just say, listen, it's not even about going down the rabbit hole and starting to get yourself vexed. Did you not say you wanted to go out and shake a leg, shake off the energy and spend that time with your partner? And that's exactly what you got to do. So yeah, that part was cool. We got back in, we did get in really late. Eventually he just went straight to sleep. He was up for a little bit, but eventually we got to sleep and we slept pretty well. And getting up this morning, he was Pretty okay. I was in the middle of my live that I do on Sunday dawnings on live on IG 11 a.m. on Sundays with Daryl. If you're not following my Instagram, please do so at Empress Vibrant, all one word. You'll see daily card spreads, pick a day cards, just daily energy, and I do that live as well. And sometimes I just do a little pop-up when I feel like it. So definitely follow me on Instagram. So yeah, he woke up while I was in the middle of my live. He was with his father, so it was cool. I was able to do what I had to do. Managed to have a bit of a nice sleep in the afternoon. It was a long start to the day, a long night, so it was like, all right, now we're winding down, it's getting late, we've eaten, you've had all the attention, we've played, and it was really like towards the end, all bathed, sorted out, all oil up and ting, what I'm saying, giving them a little VIP treatment, what I'm saying, with his little massage and everything. So, he was really tired. I was like, well, go on then, get into it. It's like he just was holding on for dear life. I'm like, why are you like, when you're just over it. Like, we've done spoke, we've played, we've sang, we've danced, what I mean? We've done some counting, we've looked at our flashcards. Like, come true with it now. Like, realistically, we need to chill out now. I just really need to chill out. So, literally, it was one of them ones where it's like, again, the energy where there's a dip in the vibration, and it took me away, it took me away. I was just like, if there's one thing that can cause some next level of gyration is when you want to chill, you've done your duties, you understand me, and then they're still requiring more. Go to bed. Excuse me. Oh. And it makes me laugh because there is a book that I need to tag actually. I need to actually get my sister into. Actually, I'm going to just tag it when I actually find it on Amazon because I actually feel like I might get it myself. It's a book by a dad actually, and it's called Go the Fuck to Sleep. So it's like all the different kind of like it's like a poet, kind of like a poetry book. It's all rhythm. It's basically it rhymes. And all of the beautiful things that children can bring, but at the end of it, go to fuck to sleep. It's part of my French, but it's that kind of energy. Do you get what I mean? It's like in that moment, it just feels like it's just you and them. There's a battle of wills going on, and then there's that sensitivity and nurture inside as a mum. All right, your two front teeth are coming out. I get it. It's not comfortable and all of that jazz. But, just to just be like, you're tired. If you just sleep, you'll get the relief that you need, So I had a real dip in vibration. I was really jarred. And I was like, right, you need to go and lie down. So left him to sleep, left him to lie down, kick off one piece. I'm barling in the place. It's like, ugh. So I just took my little 5-minute break. Because one of the things that I will say is be mindful of taking your breaks. Yeah. You're not a bad parent if you leave them to cry for 5-10 minutes, because you just need that time to go to the toilet, number one. Do you get what I'm saying? Take a couple of deep breaths. Do you get what I mean? Just not be in that space where you start to feel yourself bubbling up and you're starting to get all frustrated. Do you know what I mean? A couple choice words might come out and slip out when you're in that kind of space as well. And don't feel no way about it. Don't beat up yourself about it at all because this particular job, parenting, is no joke. Do you get what I'm saying? So be kind to yourself. I say all of that to say, yeah, you are a divine being having a human experience, and the human experience ain't no joke. It's jarring certain times. You feel tired, you feel stressed, you feel called out and drained certain times. And there are other times where you are in complete heaven and you're in the moment and you feel your divine self and you feel empowered and you feel like the best version of yourself in that moment, and you feel great. Like yesterday, I felt empowered, I felt royal, you know, I felt beautiful, you know. And sometimes when you're doing this parenting thing, and boy, you know, I'm saying you ain't taking care of yourself certain time, or you're just so tired that it ain't even business, yeah, you can end up feeling like, ugh, you know, less than sexy, or less than, you know what I mean? So it takes for you to take those breaks, and it also takes for you to be gentle and kind to yourself. Do your duties, yes, but remember that there is a balance that needs to be had. So balance the spiritual aspects, you know, all of your connecting to source, your shadow things, your prayers and your affirmations, you know, things like that. And balance that with exactly what you have to do on your day-to-day run-ins. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, I just need to get it out. You know, and I just thought at some point someone may watch this and it will resonate, and it will be like, okay, cool. Do you know what I mean? I'm not alone tonight. Do you know what I mean? It's a timeless message. Whenever you get this message in it. But just to let you know, you're not on your own. Cut yourself some slack. You're doing really, really well. And I just tell you that I'm proud of you, how you're just sticking it out, even though there's bags underneath your eyes and you just want to sleep, and that you still keep showing up and keep showing that love and that nurture and that support, you know, to your family, to your loved ones, you know. And there are going to be times where you're snappy with your partners and stuff like that, and that's completely normal, as long as you can have a real frank conversation about how you're feeling, what's going on, and find a way to, you know, find a decent middle ground. But definitely speak up. Don't be going through this thing on your own. You get what I'm saying? Soldiering it out, like, yeah, I've got this. You know what I mean? Because you're not an island. You know, it takes a village to raise a child, and everybody's input is helpful, or can be helpful. You know, you choose what it is, but it takes a village. You get what I'm saying? It takes all sorts. You know what I mean? To inform our children's growth and development. Do you get what I mean? And the things that they see, the things that they hear, you know, things that they experience, you know, and all the love that they get from their, you know, their external family and external people out. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's all good. You're doing well. You're doing well. Yeah, all is good, you know. And one shitty or jarring night, evening, day, whatever it is, does not define you as a parent. It really, really does not define you as a parent. So don't feel no way. You know what I mean? One day at a time, and we're all learning this thing. It's a learning curve thing. You know what I'm saying? There is no one size fits all when it comes down to parenting. All children are different and respond differently to different stimuli, to different vibrations. You know what I mean? So be mindful of that. Take your time. And I just wanted to see what's going on with parents, because as an intuitive, you know, while I was going through my little jarring moment with my son, I remember just sitting in the kitchen and was having a I said, right, I'm gonna work this back right now. You know, and I'm gonna take this 5 minutes to listen to myself, and I'm gonna spend some time just me, yeah? And it just came to me that I should do a reading for the parents. Because I could feel that I wasn't the only one in this moment going through that certain frustration. Um, and quite a bit of a mixed bag between the mums and the dads as well. I mean, as well. You know, I've had some conversations over the last couple of days that will allude to possibly why I'm feeling as though it would be great to kind of do a reading for the parents. I'm not gonna bring it up to the mummy, but you know what I'm saying, I'm a mummy, and I always want to do kind of thing. And our presence and our just continued grit and showing up is just, what's the word for it? It's just a requirement. It's something that is expected, you know. And sometimes it can feel very, very jarring, and it can feel lonely, and it can feel jarring. You know what I mean? Like, with or without support, this ain't no joke, yeah? So, let's see what's going on with the parents. What's going on with the parents, with the energy, parents in this time. So we have on edge, what's happening, anxious. We have some anxious parents, yeah? And I hear you. Some people are anxious around their children's development, speech. I'm seeing tics. Yeah, anxious about conforming, school, nursery, socializing, that anxiety around having to do the little daycare thing and the, you know, little 1 o'clock clubs, you know, doing the small talk. See me? I've never been one. As lovely as I am and social, I'm very, very polite, and I've always been polite, and I always will be so. However, see all the little extra small talk and the little surface level stuff, I found it in the past to be very, very difficult. I'm willing to work on this with my new baby. My oldest son is going to be 15 next month, so I've done that part, and was really, really happy when he was able to go to school on his own and find his independence and all of that. But for some of you, this is anxious around that interaction, school gate mummies, or, you know what I mean, the sports day crew. For some of you, this is allowing your child to walk to school on their own, watching how they interact over the internet, how they deal with their friends, the type of material they're watching. So there's quite a few different things coming up, and I will go into the tarot around this as well. And we also have confused. Okay, so some of you are confused about what is the best course of action. Yeah, there is confusion here. So we've got confused and anxious. Is there any more? Like there is another group I would like to address. There are so many that popped out, and I'm just not trying to do all of them. I'm gonna reshuffle that. It's 1, not 5. We'll do another. Being brave come up there, fam. Some people are feeling brave. I can and I will. I can and I will fight for the justice of my child when it comes to school, peer pressure. I will be brave with dealing with authority when it comes to, GPs, vaccinations. I'm going to be brave and step out. For some of you, this is being brave and saying, look, I'm about to do some homeschooling because I don't like what's going on in the school system right about now, the types of things that they're trying to teach our children. I'm not here for it. Yeah, so there are some energies around that. I'm going to break them down. There are some journal prompts at the back of these. And the reason why I wanted to do this is to give you an opportunity to pause the video, note down the journal prompts, note down the things that are the questions that are being asked, and write down the affirmation so that you can get a sense of where you're at, how you're feeling, and how that is affecting you on on all levels, really, and emotionally, so that at least what will come about is a sense of direction and a sense of focus and a little bit of reflection, you know, so that you can see how you're vibrating, what you think, and if there is another way that you can approach the situation, look at the situation to find a different kind of space. So yeah, so we're anxious. So I want to see what's going on with the anxious, and then I'm going to turn it over and get the journal prompt for it, okay? Yeah, and then at the end I will do some words of affirmation, I believe, some advice. So yeah, so right, so let's see what's going on with those who are anxious. Anxious, on edge, what is happening? Anxious, on edge, what is happening? Okay, so let's see what's going on. Why are some areas? So we've got the star card, hope, faith, spiritual assistance, or maybe some of you are anxious about how best to broach the communication around spirituality with your children, broach spirituality with your partner. How are we going to raise our children? What is it going to look like? What does this faith look like? What are we hoping to achieve? What are the type of people we are wanting to bring up in this particular community? What type of citizens are they looking to be? What type of beings are we raising? And I feel as though there is definitely an energy around where the hopes and the fears of it's like the hopes for things to be better, but the fears of things not going to plan. Or okay, and what's come up here is the Six of Cups. So maybe there's some anxiety around your own childhood. Six of Cups, and Six of Cups speaks of the past, nostalgia. So possibly the anxiety is around how you grew up. The things that were hidden, or the people who were onlookers to the things that happened to you. Maybe you're nervous, about how you broach that situation, how you deal with, your hopes, your fears, your faith, and where this faith is actually coming from, and obviously if it's from your past, maybe you were growing up in a certain religion or a certain faith system, or maybe none at all. And maybe this is what you're thinking, maybe I wasn't brought up in the church or in any kind of spiritual or religious order, but I want my children to have a broader view. I want them to have a level of confidence in self, and understanding that there is a higher force, there is a higher energy at play, while they're going through what they're going through. So I feel like this Six of Cups is talking about how you were raised, the things that happened, and maybe there is an anxiety around things that happened to you in the past, visiting on your children, but what's happening here, we've got the Two of Cups. So maybe there is anxiety around your partnerships, around your relationship. However, this feels as though you do have support. Do reach out, do speak about these things that have happened, that is affecting how you are feeling. That your faith is being tested right now. You don't feel extremely hopeful. You're nervous about the outcome. I think you're possibly nervous around possibly the people who are around your children. Possibly people lurking around them when they're playing, or possibly nervous around social media, like I said before. I want to clarify the okay, so around this faith, hope, that spiritual assistance, we've got the Two of Pentacles, so balancing. We've got balancing the spiritual and the material world. Again, that balance. So maybe there is a nerves around, am I balancing that? Am I giving the best start to my children? You know, is there enough stability? We know that the Pentacles are an earth sign card, you know, and we've already got 2 cups out here. So we know that's emotions. We've got Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio energy here. You know, and with this 2 of Pentacles energy, we're dealing with the earth sign, so that Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn energy. So possibly around the stability, there's nerves around, am I giving my children the best start? You know, am I stable in my reasonings, in my faith, you know, in my knowledge? You know, maybe there's a nerves around, maybe I don't have enough knowledge, maybe you feel like you need to be grounded a bit more. We've got the Queen of Pentacles, so it's definitely to do with, you know, grounding and having the stability, ensuring that at the basic level, everyone has what they're supposed to have. The household is as you want it, and I feel for some of you, you are thinking about making changes to your home. That could be decorating, just moving things around. Some of you, this is definitely relocation. So I feel there's an anxiety around, is this the right area, you know, for me to sit? You know, can I actually sit pretty and sit comfortably where I am, where I have my children, and where I am on my spiritual journey? And then we've got the 6 of Pentacles. So we're thinking about charitable giving. We're thinking about receiving or giving resources. Do I have everything? Do I have enough to give to my children? Maybe they want to do certain activities, and it's the finances might not be there, and there's an anxiety. You know, you're on the edge. You don't want your children not to do the things that they really want to do. You know, you want to provide a varied experience. You know, you want them to be athletic, you want them to possibly, you know, if they've got a mind to sing and dance or paint or whatever it is that they want to express themselves. I feel like this Pentacles is here, you know, saying, look, there is definitely nerves around it, but there is divine support with this star. You know, there is faith here, but I feel like it's being tested, you know, especially around the balance of the physical and the material, the physical material world, and the more spiritual and etherical planes. You know, the stability in the home, how you are showing up as a parent. You know, not wanting to micromanage, giving your children enough space to find out who they really are, but also being that guiding hand. And I think, again, going back to what was going on with that past energy, I feel as though that's what it is. There was a lot of things connected to the past that has kind of made you feel as though you can't relax. So we also have here, let me clarify the 6 of Cups, find out what's going on with the 6 of Cups energy. So what's going on with the 6 of Cups energy? 6 of Cups. We have the Queen of Swords. So again, a lot of thinking, a lot of decision making, pondering, wanting to be focused and diligent about what you're doing, how things of the past that may be showing up now. Maybe there are things that you just want to cut out of your life right now, and you know, you want to spend time less in your mind and less in your emotions about the past, but you want to be more diligent. So maybe this is, you know, the thoughts that's going on around the past, but also a direction. So, okay, this is how I felt, this is what I went through, and possibly this is what I've passed on. This is what, you know, these are the traits that I see in myself that I have, you know, perpetuated on my children. Or there's a fear around perpetuating something on your children, but there is a sword in her hand. She is able to wield that sensibly, focused, and chopping away all that doesn't serve. To spend the time just looking at what that really means. And we'll go through the journal prompts, and we can look at what can be cut away, what can be discarded. But I know there's a lot of pondering and a lot of reflection on things of the past, how you felt. And then we also have the Knight of Pentacles. So again, slow moving. Yeah, so possibly it's going to be a journey. You know, the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck. As you see, he's not even on his horse. He's strolling, he's taking his time. He wants to make sure everything is as it's supposed to be, dotting the I's and crossing the T's, not rushing into anything. So yes, you may identify what needs to be moved or how you're feeling, or, you know, separated the more intellectual stuff and what's really emotion-based. And maybe the facts, and even we know that things in the mind ain't necessarily facts either, but maybe this is what you're sifting through. And what they're saying, it may take a while. You know, it may take a while to work through these things. Don't rush it. Don't feel as though you need to fix your children in order to fix yourself. Take your time. Be gentle and kind in all of your interactions with yourself and your children, with your partner as well. That's maybe some of the upbringing that they have is completely different to you. And again, that's probably what that nerves is. You know, what are we bringing to the table? What are we showing them? You know, what foundation are we setting? But with this Six of Cups and the Queen of Cups energy going on here, I mean Queen of Swords energy going on here, we're looking at what we can cut away. So some stuff are going to be extremely practical. Okay, I need to clear the clutter, because I know that if I clear the clutter in my home, it's going to clear the clutter in my mind. Get what I mean? Going to get up slightly earlier so that when the children get up, I've already been up, I've had my cup of tea, I've been able to have, you know, a moment of deep breathing, I've been able to just be before the day starts. You know, whatever it is, there are some things that you can practically do, some things that you can cut out that will support you moving forward. So this Two of Cups energy, why is this Two of Cups here? Because I feel as though there's two energies come up. One is nervous around, you know, the anxiety around, you know, the partnerships, the friends that your children are making, you know, maybe their first partners or their first, you know, friends. Maybe they're going through a lot of emotion, especially if they're teenagers. They're going to be wanting to work out who they are, you know, in relation to who their friends are. And maybe there's an anxiety around the partnerships that they're forming. Maybe there is an anxiety around what your relationship, how your relationship is affecting your children, or how it will affect your children, especially if there's anxiety around it as well. Let's see if there's anything else. Because we've got out here Ace of Wands. So we've got Ace of Wands and Seven of Pentacles. So the Ace of Wands speaks of boundless opportunity for growth and expansion, passionate movements, growth, development, you know, working out what you want to do, careers, abundance, you know, projects, collaborations. So again, maybe this is the fact that, you know, I don't really know who they're doing what they're doing with, but it seems like, you know, maybe what the attraction is that there's so much things I can do. They do this, they do that. Maybe there's an excitement and a passion for the outdoors now. Maybe they weren't outdoorsy, now they want to be outdoorsy, and it's causing a bit of anxiety. Like, one minute he was all right, just chilling indoors, playing your game, or he was okay, you know, being a low-key type of person who didn't have many friends. Now the partnerships have grown, there's so many people, you know, I'm confused about who all of these people are, you know. But the Seven of Pentacles here again speaks of things that are growing and being and cultivated in this time. Seven of Pentacles is around reviewing what works, what hasn't worked. So maybe this is the communication you have with your children. Talk about, you know, how people move, how they feel like they're moving, what's best for them, making sure that they forge forward, being their own person, their own boss. And maybe this is a nervousness around possibly them being taken away by, you know, all the excitement, you know, the passionate movement, all of the exciting things that could be going on, you know, with this fire sign energy. So possibly the energy around, you know, some Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. So possibly there is a nerves around that kind of energy, but also there was a grounding element with this earth sign, so possibly some earth sign energy. So review, maybe they're reviewing their friends, maybe you want to review their friends. Who are they? What are they on? Where are they from? Who are their family? You know what I'm saying? What do they stand for? What are the types of influence that they have over you? So I feel like as a parent, it feels like on this scale, it feels like an older children. But also this definitely can still apply to, again, smaller children, how we're going to introduce spirituality and religion, or some type of, you know, whatever it is that you want to impart on your children. Maybe there's a narrative around how I do that, how I did it in the past, you know, how it was shown to me. Do I want to show my baba how to do things the way I was shown, or do I want to upgrade on that? Do I want to change the narrative on that? You know, and you can, you know, and with your partnerships, it's about speaking to your partner about what it is that you want to do, you know, how passionate you are about making changes and taking actions on ensuring that all of the family are well, you know, and doing that with a review. You know, Seven of Pentacles talks about reviewing what's worked, what hasn't worked, you know, and being thankful that there was so much opportunity there for growth and expansion. So definitely speak to your partners, you know, go through the go through how you're feeling in the moment, and then when you have time for that reflection, when you feel ready to open up and speak about it, please do so. So let's look at now what the journal prompts are for anxious. Okay, anxious, on edge, what is happening? Yeah, what's happening? On edge. Okay, anxious. A little bit, yeah. Anxious. What's happening on edge? So it says, anxious. Anxious, ask yourself, what are the specific thoughts you are having? What are the specific thoughts you are having? Write them down. So again, I'm going to put this light on the screen so that you can pause it. This ring light's a bit much. There's far too much glare. I really want you guys to see this. Focus, camera. Focus. Anywho, the glare going on too much. But pause so you can write this down anyway. So, what are the specific thoughts that you are having? Write them down. Number 2, how much do you believe your thoughts? Is there evidence to support your belief? And number 3, are there other options or possibilities? So again, anxious, ask yourself, what are the specific thoughts you are having? Write them down. And then number 2, how much do you believe your thoughts? Is there evidence to support your belief? Number 3, are there other options or possibilities? So again, that just gives you some time to reflect on where you are, how you're feeling, why you're feeling this. And again, is there evidence to support this, or is it just emotions coming up to the surface? Is it just stress and fatigue and tiredness and sleep deprivation? You know what I mean? And then again, are there any other options or possibilities? So it gives you a moment of reflection, gives you some time to observe yourself, observe the moment, observe yourself, you know, to take the time to do that. I'm going to get a affirmation card for group 1. We have mind and emotions, inspiration affirmation. So it says, when I feel stuck, I know I can speak inspiration in a person that I can seek. So I'm sorry. Inspiration, affirmation. When I feel stuck, I know I can seek inspiration in a person, book, song, or poem. I allow this inspiration to awaken some part of me that was previously dormant. So again, inspiration, affirmation. When I feel stuck, I know I can seek inspiration in a person, book, song, or poem. I allow this inspiration to awaken some part of me that was previously dormant. This glare is just the most. Ugh. But anyway. Okay. So take the messages as they resonate, leave what doesn't. But that's a beautiful message. I want to do them in their individuals. So feel free to continue to watch on. If you want to see what other energies have come up, if anything else resonates, feel free. Feel free. Okay, so we've got confused. Okay, confused. So confused. Why are the parents feeling confused? Wow, card just flew out. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so this looks, so we've got the Ace of Wands. So I feel the confusion is, you know, what's best, what actions to take. Ace of Wands, again, ace, boundless opportunities, so many things you can do. You know, I can do timeouts, I can try and do the super nanny techniques, I can do the tough love thing, I can do the self-soothe, I heard that that's not great. I can put them in the walker so I can get some things done around the house. There's a confusion around this because we've just seen some new article out talking about how walkers are not good anymore for the children. There's so much confusion. What actions to take? What's right? What's wrong? You know, and in this time, we're really meant to just go through, test things and see what works for you. Every family is different. Every child's different. What may soothe one child may just totally be of non-effect to another. Do you get what I mean? Don't give up because, you know, you've heard so many different things. Just go with your own instincts. It's about really, really listening to that, because there are so many actions that you could take, things that you're possibly confused around how best to deal with this baby. You know, this mother's, you know, doesn't have dairy. What's best to give them? You know, what kind of actions do I take? What kind of research? You know, how do I let my family know that, you know, I don't do this with my child, or we don't do this, or we do this in this particular way? How are they going to deal with that? How will I deal with any opposition? How will I deal with people coming up against me with it? You know, with all the different things, you know, and this is boundless opportunity. This is boundless things, actions, so many actions. And I think that's probably what the confusion is. What's best? I'm confused. Yeah, I'm confused. I don't know what to do. I don't know, you know. And then we have the Ten of Swords. I'm confused. How the hell am I going to get through all of this? I feel as though I've been trampled on. I feel as though I am stressed. My head is doing so much stuff. Maybe there could possibly some depression, feeling alone, unsupported. You know, someone feels as though they've literally, with this daggers in the back, maybe someone feels like they've been betrayed in some way, left to deal with everything. Maybe you're confused about what that looks like. What does this next chapter of my life look like? You know, how am I going to bounce back from this adversity so that my children don't soak up my negativity, or they don't emulate my low vibration? You know, they don't emulate my low mood and depression. How can I deal with that? What actions can I take to deal with all of the things that's going on in my mind? You know, some of the toxic communication that I'm having, possibly with the parent, with the other parent, or you know, or maybe a very volatile relationship with the little ones. You know, there's a lot going on in the mind. And then we've got Queen of Wands. Again, how am I going to move forward? I know what I'm going to do. You know, I'm going to ensure that everyone is taken care of. I want to ensure that everybody has the resources that they need to do what they need to do. I'm going to take action on getting bedtimes on point. I'm taking action on sorting out their diet, making sure they're brushing their teeth. Do you get what I mean? I'm going to ensure that they have the things that they need around them, the right type of company. I'm passionately looking at what I want for these little people and how I want to show up in their lives. It's that kind of vibe that I'm feeling. So let's clarify these cards. Let's see what's going on with this Ace of Wands. With all of this boundless action and opportunity, you know, maybe there's a confusion around what to do because there are so many. You could read one article that is in favor of something and another article that is completely poo-pooing over something that, you know, maybe you think is the truth or works for you or want to try out, you know. So it's confusing, you know. It's about utilizing that space and realizing that you have so much more to offer. So this Ace of Wands, we've also got the Queen of Wands again. So definitely action, definitely cultivating a space where you become very, very focused and action orientated, and maybe you are deciding that you're going to do a reward system for the little people. And they give you, you know, the little sticker chart things. Every time you do one chore, pick up your toys. Do you know what I mean? Don't give mommy no back chat. Do you get what I'm saying? When it's time to come home from the park, there's no hullabaloo. You know, when you get up and say, okay, mommy, I'm going to give you a star because you didn't give me no problems. You recognize that I gave you your time, you know, and now that it's time to leave, you recognize that. You're showing me you're maturing. You're showing me that you understand. You know, I'm going to make actions towards, you know, ensuring that the bedtime is on point. I'm not deviating from that. You know, I'm going to ensure that it's that certain time, that they go in their bath at this certain time. We're going to eat this type of meal. You know, I want to do this type of practice with you. You know, there's actions. You know, and I feel like there's possibly some baby meditation, some baby yoga, and all kinds of, you know, things that can engage your children, because there's a confusion around what is best for them. And I think it's just about trying new things and seeing what fits for you and your family. It's going to be different for everybody. Please don't try to fit into anybody's, you know, small little, you know, yeah, it's not that. Do you get what I mean? But yes, there is that energy going on there. But I'm glad that I see the Queen of Wands come up again. So it's showing that there is definitely some intentional action coming up. You're not just going to be just thinking about it, being confused. You're going to start trying out new things. And if you haven't started, slowly start something. Maybe start with one thing, try it out. Maybe this is the confusion around what's good for these children. What should they eat? This is supposed to be organic. You know, this is supposed to be this and that. And then I found out that's got that in it. That's not really good for that development. It can be a whole crazy conundrum, you know, raising children, making sure you're giving them the best start for their growth and their development. Do you get what I mean? We also have here the King of Cups. So, you know, we've got someone who's nurturing. We've got a husband here. We've got someone who is coming in, who is emotional, you know, emotionally intelligent. You know, maybe there is a leaf that you can take out of their book. Maybe there is somebody who is around who is nurturing while you are feeling that confusion. Be open to people coming up to support you. Obviously, don't take everything for gospel again. Some things work for other people and some things just don't work, you know, but be open to at least listen, because there could be some clarity in maybe something that a King of Cups energy has got to say. Someone who's nurturing, somebody who is a counterpart. Maybe this could be your partner, this could be a friend who has children and they've got a certain experience. Maybe they've done it more times than you or whatever. Do you know what I mean? But be open to that because they're going to come from an emotional standpoint. They're going to want to support you through whatever, and confusion is going on, what kind of anxiety and worry really going on. See what this 10 of Swords is about. But we know that the 10 is the end of a cycle, so possibly it is the end to feeling, doing so much things in your head. Oh, I'm alone, I don't have the support, and what am I supposed to do, managing this thing. This communication, I don't get why people are saying what they're saying. I'm confused about literature, because it's communication as well. Source speaks of communication, so maybe again you're reading all these articles and it's confusing. Or the communication that you're having with people is confusing you because you're like, what? We've got the 8 of Swords. So it looks like for some of you, the things that are going on in your head is not supported by facts. This 8 of Swords speaks about feeling trapped and bound. And sometimes you can feel like that as a parent. You can feel trapped in this mundane, I get up and I know what my day is going to be about. I need to look after you little people. I need to ensure that you're fed, watered. I need to make sure that you have what you need, that you're clean, that you've been given attention, love, support. And it can feel really, really stressing, especially if you don't have anything else outside of that. And you're not actively taking breaks, you're not linking up with other friends who have little people, or taking a break from all parents and children, because sometimes it's the same communication that you're having and it's jarring. Same conversations. Oh, how was your labour? What are they doing now? And the constant comparisons and stories and folks' tales, and it can feel like, excuse me, it can feel like, is this my life? Loss of identity. Who the hell am I now? Am I just money? Am I just a workhorse? Am I just here to be milked? And it's not the case. This is self-limiting beliefs, and it can feel like that because it can be so jarring, and it can feel like, is this all that's going on? I'm bored, I'm over it. See, like at the top of the thing where I was saying I'm over it, but there is definitely an energy around this not being facts. This is self-limiting, so this is things that's going on in the mind that isn't true. You are doing a good job. This is not all you're just good for. It's to just have babies, or to look after children, or to impregnate folk. Do you know what I mean? You have so much more to offer. And then we've got 8 of Cups, walking away. So a lot of movement happening. 8 says movement, so a change of perception with the 8 of Swords. 8 of Cups, walking away from emotions, people, places and things, especially emotions, walking away from something that doesn't feel right. Maybe you try something and maybe the communication around it's like, yeah, go for it. You feel trapped because you think, oh, I have to do what everybody says, and then you realize, actually, no, I don't. I can walk away from that. I can disassociate myself to the attachment of how I feel about what people think about me, and just walk away, because ultimately it's me and these little people, and it's got to be what is right for us. We can't be any carbon copy of anybody else. We've got 3 of Swords, some type of betrayal and heartbreak. So possibly again, maybe someone gave you some advice that you don't think was helpful. It was difficult. You felt betrayed. Like I said, someone felt stabbed in the back. Maybe they were left behind. You were supposed to support me on this journey. I was supposed to be in a partnership, and maybe you're doing this on your own. Or maybe, you were supposed to play good cop, bad cop, and somebody just rolled out of that and made you be the bad guy. So you just thought, oh, I'm a bit betrayed here. Like, what's going on in your mind that, actually, I'm not being supported. you know, in this moment, and it's difficult, so I don't know what to do next, you know. All right, let's see what this Queen of Wands energy is. Queen of Wands. So yeah, you're going to take action and you're going to see results. You're going to see things moving in a brand new way. You're going to feel amazing. You're going to feel like, oh my gosh, it's working. You know, this new thing that I've tried, you know, being confident in myself, taking the actions, realizing that, you know, it's not a one size fits all situation. You know, and I don't need to worry about what everybody else is doing, because actually things are going really well. I've got lots to smile about. I've got lots of great things to tell you about how things are going with us. You know, I mean, it's that kind of energy. See if there's anything else. But I'm really thankful to see the sun there. Yeah, 3 of Cups. There again. Family. You know, I feel as though you're going to take the action around spending time with family, celebrating. So possibly you might be celebrating little Bubba's birthdays. There could be christenings going on, you know, family gatherings, you know, and utilize that energy. You know, and the sun's here, so you are experiencing good things, and good things are coming at the back of this really confusing space. What is it all about? What am I supposed to do? Who's the best kind of people to be around? Should I limit my contact with these type of people because I don't want my children to exude this kind of characteristics? You know, maybe you just need to just not be so focused on that so much, but rather, you know, your input into them managing what they're seeing, hearing, you know. And then you can start putting your own spin on things and feeling more comfortable about what that means. So yeah, a bit of a mixed bag here, guys. But yeah, there's no need to worry at all, because things are moving in the right direction, and there is lots of actions to be taken, and there's not one size fits all. So try a few things out and see what works. So let's look at the back of the card, and it speaks of this confused. So it says, confused. Ask yourself, what are you confused about? Ask yourself, what are you confused about? Number 2, have you communicated your thoughts to those involved? Have you communicated your thoughts to those involved? What do you think it all means? What do you think it all means? So again, when it comes down to this energy of what actions to take, you know, who to listen to, things have been really, really difficult. And not only have they been very difficult, you know, mentally and physically, you know, you've had to deal with a lot of emotions as well. Some of it's been, you know, limited self-view, being let down, you know, but when you take action on, you know, stepping out and doing things differently, there's the sun, and there is support from family as well. So again, ask yourself, if you're confused, what are you confused about? Number 2, have you communicated your thoughts to those involved? And what do you think it all means? What do you think it all means? So it says, I switch. What do you think it all means? My goodness, and I forgot to do the affirmation on the other one. But anyway, I'll do this affirmation and then I'll read the one for the anxious. So jarring that I forgot to do that. So the affirmation for confused is, I switch off from confusion and float into relaxation. All will be clear in time. Okay, so the affirmation is, I switch off from confusion and float into relaxation. All will be clear in time. John, I can't believe I forgot the affirmation on the other one. I trust in my inner voice to guide me towards peaceful thoughts. I welcome calm and harmony to dwell inside me. I trust my inner voice to guide me towards peaceful thoughts. I welcome calm and harmony to dwell inside of me. And in actual fact, that affirmation goes really well with the confusion that's in this deck as well. So I'm going to go for one other affirmation for those who seem to be a bit confused. We have got third chakra energy center affirmation. I live in my power. I do not give my power away, but rather I share it with others when I choose. And it goes with that, have you spoken to, have you communicated with those involved? You know, and it's obviously when you choose. So once you've understood what it is that you want to say, you know what I mean? So it says the third chakra energy affirmation. I live in my power and I do not give my power away, but rather I share it with others when I choose to. Brilliant energy. So lastly, we have brave. We've got some people who feel brave in this moment. And like I said, I can and I will. And this energy definitely is around battling authority for your children. This is school, GP, anything, you know, you may be needing to be brave and speak to your significant other or your child's other parent or your children's family, you know, or talk to your children about something that you feel uncomfortable about. Maybe you're nervous about the people that they're around, you know, maybe you want to broach a very delicate scenario. Maybe, you know, as they're growing older, there are some hygiene issues and you want to, you know, not hurt their feelings, but you want to be brave and you want to do it in a nurturing way. Or maybe you feel brave enough now to ask for the support that you need. You know, maybe you need a break. You need that time for relaxation. You need that you time. You need to reconnect with who you are. And maybe now you're starting to feel brave in order to do that, you know, and see what it really means to ask for the help, receive the help, you know, be brave enough to speak your truth about something that you're confused about, maybe you're anxious about, you're not clear on. So let's see what's going on with the brave parents. Yeah, see, for some of you, it is definitely, we've got the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles speaks about review. What's worked, what hasn't worked. You know, what's brought you peace and calm in your foundation, the stability in your household, the stability with work, how you've been dealing with the children, how you've been managing, you know, that work life, that work and home kind of balance, you know. Do I feel better doing part-time, full-time? Maybe I need to devote some more time to the little people. Maybe I need to get back out into the work field so that I can start to feel individual again. You know, what's working? What had, you know, just really review, you know, what works, what doesn't, what can I shift, what can I change in order to have, you know, a beautiful and grounded space, you know, like, you know, that kind of energy. I like that because it's review, and possibly that's where being brave to actually look at the things. You know, sometimes we don't really want to look at the harsh truths. I think like you're brave enough to look at, you know, maybe possibly not papering over the cracks, but being brave enough to stare the situation in the face and deal with it head on. You know, any kind of issues, any things that you're nervous about, anything that you feel unsure or unclear about, you know, you're going to be brave enough to kind of review it. And maybe you speak to those around you or your significant other about your findings, so that again, the stability in your home and the foundation is built on one that is strong and honest and clear, you know, and supportive. And then we have judgment. So that action, maybe you're brave, maybe this brave energy, I can do the things I need to do. I can be the bigger person. I can take the action, inspired action, you know, I can take, you know, it's like I can and I will listen to what Source Divine is speaking to me about. You know, I will and can listen to my ancestors when they are, you know, nudging me in the direction of taking the moral high ground, or, you know, not giving into low vibration, or, you know, it's about being the best version of yourself, better. You know, you want to show up as a better person, and maybe it's time for you to be brave and step out amongst those who vibrate on a low frequency. Maybe this is, you know, those who are saying, look, I'm not going to do the school gate thing with the nattering and the gossiping. I'm going to be brave enough to say, yeah, now I'm busy in the dawnings, now I can't stop. And I'm going to be brave enough to break off those connections. I'm going to go and look for part-time work, or I'm going to spend time in the park each dawn, and I'm going to go get on with the fitness. I'm going to do the things that I've been told to do. I'm going to get my house in order. You know what I mean? I'm going to clear out that cupboard. I'm going to, do you get what I mean? Practical things that you can do, you know, and actually listening to that. You know, so, you know, sometimes you have to be brave to do it, because sometimes you just don't want to do it. I can tell you certain things you hear, it's like, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to speak to that person. I don't want to go here. I don't want to do that. I just want to chill, you know. But when you've been, you know, divinely led to speak a word or to do something, when you push through that initial, I don't want to, you get something back. You get something that is, you know, supportive of your growth. It might not be in that straight moment, like it might not be instantaneous. It might just be in reflection mode. Do you get what I mean? But there is that. And then we've got the Seven of Cups, you know, many opportunities, but there is a level of confusion as well, because there's so much stuff that is coming up. You know, again, review, what should I do? What should I put as priority? In my heart, I really want to do this. In my heart, I know that I need to listen to my intuition, you know, on what's best for these little people, what's best for my son, what's best for my daughter, what's best for the relationship, what's best for the household, you know, and, you know, what's best for the household is that I manage my emotions, you know, that I speak, and let everybody know that maybe mommy or maybe daddy does not feel fantastic right now, and I need time to rebalance myself. And maybe that's a brave thing to have to admit to your children or your partner, that you just need time, that you're not feeling great, and that emotionally you're spent, you know. And maybe you're a person who you hold those things close to your chest. You don't want your significant other or your children not to see you as a superhero, you know, superhuman, you know, divine being who's just always there and on time, and just, you know, maybe that's what it is. You can say, look, I am only one person. Yes, I am superhuman. You know what I mean? I am a divine being. However, I do have limitations. And right now, where I'm at, you know, and this emotions could be due to loss. Maybe you're experiencing grief. Maybe you're experiencing low moods and some depression, you know, and maybe you have to be brave enough to say, look, I feel fantastic right now. It's not going to last forever, but mommy don't feel good right now. Mommy's tired, you know, mommy feels sad, you know, and maybe there is an anxiety around that, but there is some of you that are feeling brave enough to tackle those things, have the communication, look at yourself, look at what's going on in your household, you know, or, you know, your foundation, you know, look at how you're showing up, look at how you're being, you know, and also your emotions, you know, brave in that. Yeah. And for some of you, this is a judgment call on how, you know, you deal with a bully. And you're brave enough to talk to this bully's parents. You've had enough of telling your own child, you know, just talk to the teachers about it. They'll help you. Don't fight back, and all of those good stuff that you may tell your children so that they don't get into any problems with authority. And maybe you're brave enough to be like, listen, I don't know, they hit you, know, they hit you, hit their back, you know, like that. Them kind of, you know, everyone's got a different way of doing things, and we don't never condone violence or anything like that. But maybe this is about standing up for yourself, or having that communication around your little people, your children, about standing up for themselves. Be brave, don't allow people to, dictate to you what you like, what you don't like, and how you should live and move in this world, yeah, I feel like that's a vibe. It's a whole vibe there. So let's clarify. Let's clarify the Seven of Pentacles. Why is the Seven of Pentacles here for those bereaved parents? Those that are feeling brave. Yeah. Yeah, you see, Seven of Pentacles, what's worked, what hasn't, reviewed, looking at yourself, looking at what your foundation looks like. And the clarification is death and rebirth. So yeah, when you're able to look at yourself and review, you're able to say, look, I'm done with this, death to that old way of looking at things, death to the way I was doing things. I've got a brand new way of seeing things, a renewed sense of self. I'm going through a rebirth right now. I'm changing. Things are shifting. And maybe this is a communication that you're having, or maybe this is happening with your children and you're seeing the shift and you're just like, wow, maybe this is you being brave enough to say, look, they've, hit a few bumps in the road, but they've passed the worst. They're growing and developing. And now I just need to be brave and let it go. Let them go and live. Let them show me what they've learned from all the lessons and all of the talking that I've been talking. Let me see what they do with that information. Death to the muddy coddling and keeping them wrapped up in cotton wool. Deciding that I need to maybe give a bit of tough love, or I need to release them, see what they do. If they, make sure they're equipped, obviously, but you just let them see what they do, see what they come up with. Because, if you're willing to review how you've done things, and maybe you've decided that some of the way I've done things ain't been helpful, and we've got the Five of Pentacles, so possibly, again, maybe feeling left out or something. And maybe this is what you're leaving behind, this energy of the Five of Pentacles. You're feeling left out, feeling isolated. I don't feel as though, I've been, maybe you're being isolated and left out because you're just being too brave right now and you're doing things that are different. Maybe the way you're parenting is different to how other people are doing it. Maybe you're on the homeschooling thing and people just look their nose down at you like, you're not a teacher, how can you teach children? And maybe you feel isolated and like, oh, I'm a bit alone here. I mean, there's not many people who are doing what you do. Maybe the community around you, or people are not doing what you're doing with your children. Or maybe you feel judged or left out or outside of, the situation. But there is a rebirth here around your reviewing the foundation of how, your household is, how you are running life. In this material plane. And we know that our little people are always watching us to show that brave, to show that you are brave, and also to show your vulnerability is also very, very brave, So let's see what Judgment is talking about. Okay, so taking actions, inspired actions to be better, to be more mindful, to be, morally in a place that you feel good. You get what I mean? And maybe you need to feel brave in order to do that, because maybe the people you're around or the way you've been doing things haven't really been the best way, and maybe you're brave enough to forge a different way, or you've been doing everything to the letter and you're realizing that you kind of want to shake things up, you want to break out of the matrix. And you're like, look, I need to make judgment calls and do different kind of things to show my children that it's not about being sheeple. It's about standing up for your rights. It's about speaking your truth. It's about standing up and being counted, Yeah. So the Judgment is clarified by the Four of Pentacles. So possibly, saving, you get what I mean? Saving your pentacles, ensuring that you have what it is that you need for your little people. Maybe they want to do all kinds of sports and all kinds of things, or they want to go traveling, You know, maybe you want to travel with your children. You know, all of those kind of things are coming up. And I like that because it speaks about, you know, you've been inspired for a while to put your coins aside, you know, so that you have a firm foundation, you know. And maybe in this time you may need to be brave and to be letting know that right now ain't the time for it. Which can upset nobody. You've got temperance here. So this balancing of energies, you get what I mean? One extreme to another. You know, not allowing your emotions to take you over so much so that you can't see the facts, or these children are behaving in a way that is not mature, or they're not understanding things. And maybe this is where you need to not feed into it and just be like, look, they're young, but they will learn, because they feel like they know everything, and, you know, they're not realizing that saving is where it's at. You know, I can't just throw everything into all of their whims, you know, and maybe that's, you know, definitely a way of being brave, you know. I can speak to my children about financial literacy, you know. I will be saving for their future, you know. Speak to them about the balance between the light and dark, the shadow and their light self, and talk about making peace with both, but ultimately not being run by our emotions, but allowing the emotions to kind of hinder, you know, hint to us what, you know, how best to move, you know. Yeah. And then we've got the Seven of Cups, and the Seven of Cups speaks about, like I said, that a lot of opportunities, there's a lot of emotions around it, a bit of confusion because there are so many things. So maybe there are so many things on the roster, and maybe you're just confused about what you should do first, you know, but you can juggle things, you can multitask, and you will, you know, once you realize what's necessary, once you prioritize, maybe you find out what your children really want to do, and they prioritize what it is that they want, so that you can say, right, we're going to choose one thing in this season because we're saving for such and such. Do you get what I mean? We're doing this now, we're doing that now, that kind of energy. We've got some other cards that just fell out for the next card. But it's, do you get what I mean? There is this energy around having frank, fair communication and being brave enough to speak, even to the smallest of children, like they're not babies, or speak to them in a patronizing tone, or as though they don't have any kind of level of cognitive abilities, without overwhelming them, you know, going on like they can fully understand everything. And then there's that frustration, because they're not going to fully understand everything. It's going to be a battle of the wills, because they feel like their knowledge is, is all they need to know, you know, until they get older and realize that actually there was a lot of wisdom there. And there's some stuff that I will take, and obviously with all kinds of parenting, things that they will take and things that they will leave behind, as of the same things that we have done with our own parents. You take certain things and you leave the other stuff that doesn't make any sense, or you realize that it's not necessary for the journey, you know? So yeah, there's that. But then there is a focus that's coming in, because we've got the Emperor, and the Emperor is about that discipline, you know, following the rules, ensuring that things are going smoothly, right? You know, there's no dodgy or underhanded dealings. This is all above board, you know, to the letter. You know what I mean? We go by how, you know, there's a system of doing things, and this is how we're going to do them. You know, and we're going to be forthcoming about it, and we're going to be brave, and we're going to be bold. It's that kind of energy. So once you've decided what you're going to do, you're going to become a lot more bold. But I think this confusion, we've got the devil again. I mean, the devil card here, and the devil's card speaks about our vices, and it speaks about, you know, overthinking, overspending, over drinking. You know what I mean? overdoing it, and maybe there's a confusion about how you broach this whole idea of that my children are just gaming too much. It's too much negative energy. The people that they speak to, the games that they played, I feel as though this is my child and this is the gaming system, or this is the system and this is my child, this is the school, this is the, you know what I mean, this is everything around, and they're just being played like a puppet. And I don't want the powers that be, or this system, or this way of doing things, or this entertainment, or whatever it is, to have onus over my children. So I feel like you're being brave enough to cut certain things out. Maybe you're limiting the amount of time that they can get the viewing. Like I said, for some of you, you are dealing with the powers that be, you know, and maybe there's a confusion of how best to do it. But with this confidence of the Emperor, you're going to exactly know what to do. And you're going to do it in an ethical way, and a way that is not going to be too emotionally taxing, because you have the Judgment card here. It's talking about the balance, you know, also playing the cards close to your chest as well, you know, but the inspired action, you know. And then we also have Page of Cups, so possibly reviewing, you know, relationships, things that are just starting, how your children are relating to the world, you know, and maybe you're being brave enough to start, like I said, making moves away from certain people, or moving towards, you know, making new connections, you know, making new friends, and being open to new interactions, possibly love, you know, so that your little people can see you happy, you know. And then the Four of Cups, and the Four of Cups speaks about, you know, not accepting less than what you deserve, but then also this energy around looking out about what you don't have, and looking at all of these blessings pouring into this cup, but same one day, nothing ain't going on, the same old same. You know, maybe you're coming out of this mindset, and you're starting to really see, I've got lots going for me. I've got so much support. I've got so much blessings. You know, my children are fruitful. They're healthy. They're happy. They're safe. You know, they're doing really well. There's a lot of pride. So don't think about all the stuff that's not been going on. So maybe they're not going to bed on time, but once they get into the bed, they sleep all you know what I mean, right through. You know, you don't always have the support that you need, but when you are at that point where you've reached your limit and you ask for that support, it's given in that moment. Do you know what I mean? You're brave enough to ask for the help, and also brave enough to soldier on things where maybe you would have always scurried and asked for the support, or ran into somebody else to help you. Maybe now you're brave enough to say, I think I've got this. I think I've got enough advice. You know, I've done enough research. I've tried different things, and this is what works for me and my family. This is what works with me and my children. You know what I mean? So yeah, let's look at the back of these cards. And like I said, at the back of it, we have prompts so that you can just go through it and look through everything. So let's see. I can and will. Brave, I can and I will. So let's see. Brave. Ask yourself, what does it take to be brave? What does it take to be brave? Number 2, what has been your hardest challenge? What has been your hardest challenge? And number 3, how did you cope? How did you cope? So again, brave. Ask yourself, what does it take to be brave? Oh, and for some of you, this is brave. Okay. Well, I was saying about that death, something's closing out. For some of you, this is a relationship, a abusive one. You don't want your children to see the toxic relationship that you're in, and maybe you're feeling a bit lonely and a bit isolated now that you've broken off that connection. I don't know where that's come from, but that's for somebody. Just know that it takes a lot to be brave, to let things go and to move on. And recognizing that sometimes it means that, You may have to sacrifice being lonely or not having the same level of intimacy that you're used to for your children, so that their comfortability is at the center of it, and that you feel safe and they feel safe, and then they get the best version of you. They don't get a timid or somewhat restricted person, and they deserve that part of you as well, And also there is a braveness to actually speaking that truth. They're old enough, they're enough cognitive ability, maybe that's the braveness in talking about the relationships that haven't worked and why things are the way they are, and it's really even very challenging to have that type of communication with children when you have to ask, they ask you what's happening, where's mum or where's dad, what's, where's your boyfriend, where's your girlfriend, what's going on? You need to be like, I've had some real humdinger of relationships, so I need to take it easy right now. I'm not in any rush, and this is the reasons why. And those things can be very challenging, especially, children, they need more information, they need time to grow and time to develop, but then they are so in tune to how we feel and what's going on. So even if we put a brave face on it, there is an underlying energy that they feel because of their connection to us, So yeah, who that was for, take it as it resonates. But yeah, so again, what does it take to be brave? What has been your hardest challenge? How did you cope? And then the affirmation says, I am brave, I am strong, and I am fearless. I am my own hero. I kept saying hero. Yeah. I am brave, I am strong, and I am fearless. I am my own hero. I like that. So let's get one additional. It's called. I feel like it's the only one that upturned on its own. So I'm going to take it. The sixth chakra, which is the crown. The third eye. So the sixth chakra energy center affirmation. My intuition is awakened and I trust in it. Yeah, be brave to step out and use your intuition and move regardless of what everybody else is doing. So again, my intuition is awakened and I trust in it. Yep. So people, that has been your reading. I hope you got something from it. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And remember to talk, speak to people, express yourself, to your significant other, your family and friends, ask for the support that you need, take regular breaks, and be kind to yourself in this moment, okay? Blessings to you guys. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And tonight, we are doing Monday the 16th. We are doing a new full moon meditation, a full astrology breakdown and tarot reading, and a powerful guided meditation. The tickets are at Eventbrite. You can click the link in the description box to the link tree, and you can get straight to those tickets. And also, that's linked to having a reading as well. There's a slight discount if you get a reading along with it as well. But come along, tap into this beautiful lunar eclipse. It's a very powerful time, a lot of review, a lot that the universe is showing us, a lot that the universe is giving and gifting to us in this time as well. So be open, be kind and gentle to yourself. The links are in the bio for your personal readings. All the information is in the description box below again. And I look forward to connecting with you. And please like up the videos. It allows it to be shared to a wider audience and allows my page to grow. So nothing but love, guidance and protection. And you're doing great, okay? Doing great, parents. Take care, blessings.